I think, be blessed with the presence of some of the finest institutions of higher learning. We have, of course, Columbia University. Right? We have Lehman College, City College, Yeshiva University, Bronx Community College. It has a host of institutions of higher learning that are also right at the center of perhaps one of the most impressive collection of health and sciences institutions in the country, if not the world. And we have, of course, also here New York Presbyterian Hospital. Further south, we have Mount Sinai. We have further north, you will almost see it from here, Montefiore Hospital, North General, Harlem Hospital. So you have this synergy of great academic institutions of higher learning and medical and scientific institutions that I think create a scenario where you have some of the finest research in the world happening right here in northern Manhattan. For that reason, I have taken it upon myself to ensure that NIH funding is a priority for the district. Because when you get funding from the federal government, it almost absolutely guarantees that you may get some matching funds at the state level or from philanthropy or even at the city level. And it sort of like it doubles and triples the revenue, the funding that you will get to do some of the finest research in the country. But in addition to that, it is an economic development engine for the neighborhood. It also creates jobs. It brings people in that will spend money in the local economy. And I think that's a wonderful thing for our district and the country. And so we have fought to get, first of all, to bring back NIH funding when initially the administration sought to cut it by half, and we were able to restore the funding and even increase the funding. And up until today, I think we have guaranteed just slightly over $500 million for this institution to do research in a host of areas. Not just what we will be announcing today, but in a host of areas that will benefit people across the district, and I dare to say across the world. So this is a wonderful opportunity, and we're here to announce today that since 2000, more than 6.8 million lives have been saved worldwide due to the concerted efforts to control and eliminate malaria. Malaria, you would think that malaria is a disease from the 1930s, 40s, or 50s, right? But unfortunately, it is still very much present today. Efforts to control malaria include investments in prevention, diagnosis and treatment measures, including insecticide, bed nets, rapid diagnostics testing, and artemisinin, that's a tongue twister, you know what I mean, combination of therapies. In Spanish, we have an exercise for those of us that cannot pronounce the R, and it is, qué rápidos corren los carros por el ferrocarril. Por el ferrocarril corren rápidos los carros. After that, you know how to pronounce the R's, right? Malaria remains a leading cause of illness, particularly in Ethiopia, with more than 1.7 million confirmed cases and 510 deaths just in 2016. Major progress has been made in the effort to control and eliminate this disease over the past decade. There has been a 67% drop in the number of malaria deaths between 2010 and 2016, showing a significant improvement in the management of cases. Ownership and use of bed nets, prompt access to testing and treatment in rural areas has improved over the last decades, together with surveillance systems which track cases and death. 60% of the population currently lives in areas at risk of malaria. So Ethiopia, unfortunately, disproportionately suffers for this particular disease. So it's important that this worldwide institution focuses right there at the epicenter, if you may, of this disease, right? Recently, cities in the highland areas, including Addis Ababa, were classified as malaria-free. Ethiopia recently declared malaria elimination efforts in 239 districts in 6 different regions. Ethiopia also has been a focus country for the president malaria's initiative since 2008. The country has received more than $336 million from this initiative by the end of fiscal year 2016. The investment of these funds has aligned with the National Malaria Control Strategy, which aims to achieve near zero malaria deaths, no more than 1 confirmed malaria death per 100,000 population at risk by 2020. Boy, this is a lot of facts, okay? This is a lot. But let me say this to you. I mean, this shows you sort of like the realm and the spread of the realm of capture effort that this campus engages in to ensure that a particular issue such as malaria in Ethiopia is addressed, right? The U.S. has provided additional funds to malaria control and elimination efforts in Ethiopia through its contribution to the Global Fund to fight AIDS, TB, and malaria, which works closely with PMI. Okay, so we're here to really say that the Global Fund has disbursed more than $610 million to Ethiopia in malaria grants since 2005. Together, we will continue our efforts to fight this treatable disease and control and eliminate malaria once and for all. So I think I got the message across of what this is about. And this is something that could not have happened had Columbia University and, of course, this fine school, the Mailman School of Public Health, been involved in it. And I hope to continue to be a partner in fighting for research funds in Washington. As I said earlier, I think it's one of the most important initiatives in the country. And it's right here in the center of my district, which happens to stretch as far north as Montefiore Hospital, as far south as Mount Sinai. And it has people from all over the world. It has an Albanian community in Norwood. It has a Vietnamese community in University Heights. It has West Africans in the West Bronx, Puerto Ricans in the Bronx. It has a bunch of also Mexicans throughout the Bronx, Dominicans. It has Russian Jews on Bennett Avenue, and it has German Jews on Fort Washington Avenue, Senegalese down on 116th Street. It has Harlem, the iconic capital of the African diaspora across the United States. It has East Harlem, which is the cradle of the Hispanic experience here in New York City. So it has so many people from all over the world that almost undoubtedly, if anything happens anywhere in the world, I will get an email about that. Somehow I will get an email about that. I can say, well, this one, I'm sure that this one is so far away that it will not believe me. I will get an email about it. So I'm happy to work with the dean, who has I'm sorry to tell you all that he's a Phillies fan, but we still share much in common, and he continues to be a great asset. Lee Goldman continues to be a great asset to this community and to Columbia University. And of course, we have Dean Freed, who leads this campus, this School of Public Health, which has been a part and parcel of the network of fine institutions here in this community, and we're happy to work with her as well. So please allow me to welcome the dean so she could share a little bit more facts than I just exhausted you with on this particular initiative. Thank you so much.
Congressman Espaillat, thank you so much for bringing us together and for your ongoing partnership in our deep collective commitments to bringing science to health and transforming the health futures of people locally and globally. As you said, I have the honor of serving as the dean of this amazing School of Public Health, the Columbia University's Mailman School of Public Health, one of the original schools of public health in the world, closing in on its 100th anniversary in several years, and a school that is deeply dedicated to the health bring science to improve, elevate the opportunities for health for all New Yorkers and around the world. Our faculty and staff and students serve in 100 countries in the world. And today we're going to talk about an initiative led by ICAP, which we're particularly proud of and we believe demonstrates the ability of science and knowledge to elevate the public's good and the public's health. So today, many of you are familiar with the work of ICAP, led by Dr. Wafaa El-Sadr, its founder and director, who you will meet shortly, along with Dean Goldman, who leads the Columbia University Irving Medical Center. I'd like to take a few moments to offer a few highlights, brief highlights of ICAP's achievements over the course of its 15-year history of tackling some of the world's most pressing health threats and leading for solutions. ICAP is known globally for its collaborative and supportive approach with partners around the world and is a premier, highly valued partner all over the world, providing technical assistance and implementation support to help strengthen governmental health systems and local partners' capacity to deliver quality health services. To date, ICAP has worked to address major public health challenges and the needs of local health systems in more than 5,300 sites across 30 countries. With its roots in comprehensive, family-focused HIV services, ICAP has one central goal: to improve the health of families and communities. ICAP's work has expanded dramatically over the past 15 years because of the caliber of what it offers to transform the world's health futures, and it has expanded in terms of content to tackle expanding health threats around the world. So today we're particularly proud to share with you an important contribution that ICAP announced just a few months ago on last year's World AIDS Day. ICAP's FIA project, which is funded by the U.S. government's PEPFAR program and conducted in collaboration with Ministries of Health and U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the FIA project just celebrated the completion of population surveys in 7 countries across sub-Saharan Africa. These surveys have shed light and revealed the tremendous progress that has been accomplished in confronting the HIV epidemics and really moving towards solutions in these countries. Furthermore, since 2008, ICAP has been working with Ethiopia's Federal Ministry of Health to improve, as the Congressman said, to improve the ability of Ethiopian health centers to detect, diagnose, and treat malaria, which is a major threat to the health of people in that country. As you know, today, we are here because we're particularly thrilled to officially announce that after nearly a decade of providing critical support to Ethiopia in its ongoing efforts to combat malaria, ICAP will be raising its level of response through a new 5-year, $25 million cooperative agreement grant from the United States President's Malaria Initiative, which was awarded by the U.S. Agency for International Development, otherwise known as USAID. And now, with that exciting news, it's my great pleasure to introduce President and Chief Executive of Columbia University Irving Medical Center.
First of all, Linda, thank you. Congressman, it's always great to have you here and to welcome you here. We won't blame you for the snow, but we do thank you for your support of the NIH and the federal government's commitment to research. What we do here, as you said, creates good jobs immediately and improves the health of people here in our district, New York State, the U.S., and around the world. And there's no better way, I think, to spend money than to improve people's health. We really appreciate all of your support. I am a Phillies fan. I'm also a Villanova fan, so it wasn't that bad of a week, okay? I also want to thank Dean Freed for her enlightened leadership of this wonderful young School of Public Health. The programs here in the school are truly extraordinary, and what you do every day to make health better, as I say, here locally and throughout the world, is really remarkable. So I want to give all of you a round of applause. Congressman said this is a remarkably diverse and we hope inclusive neighborhood and district. I will say that this particular several block area has more NIH research than any other part of the city, not just your district, any other part of the city is really remarkable. And so this concentration here on our campus, I think is a real testimony to what our faculty do and the kind of commitment we have to biomedical research from the very basic, including Nobel Prize winners, to the most applied implementation science, as often exemplified by ICAP. Let me say that being here to celebrate research in Ethiopia is especially meaningful because on one of my 4 trips to Africa with Dr. El-Sadr, we spent some time in Ethiopia. And I still remember the first morning driving out of Addis Ababa. We were driving for probably about an hour or 2, I don't remember exactly. And I looked up and I said to Wafaa and to my wife, I realized there's something we're not seeing. What we weren't seeing were electrical wires. We were beyond the electrical grid. We went out to a clinic sponsored by ICAP, sponsored by the federal government, where with a local generator, people received medical care in places with no electricity. Now, since I was there, Ethiopia's continued to develop. The roads are better. I'm sure the electrical grid goes to places it didn't before. But the challenges of delivering health care to rural populations, where the kinds of things we take for granted are not routine, is really substantial. And to put malaria into perspective, there is no disease that has as big an effect on the human genome as malaria, in terms of the mutations that people have developed to protect them from malaria, the mutations that may be beneficial in other parts of the world that have to do with iron, for example, that are really bad if you have too much iron. The malaria parasite needs to live. So a whole variety of human mutations, who we are, full human race. No single disease has affected our genome, if you will, as much as malaria. So to be able to combine all these issues today, to say our commitment to Ethiopia, our commitment to try to improve the health of people who need it, our commitment to a diverse environment, our commitment to fighting malaria, our gratitude to the Congressman for his support, is really a very special day. I think in so many ways exemplifies what makes Columbia special, but also what makes it such a special neighborhood. And in some ways, no one exemplifies how special this is more than Dr. Wafaa El-Sadr. After she arrived in this country and did summer training at Harlem Hospital, she began her career really as a local HIV doctor, doing clinical trials to try to improve the quality of care to the local population afflicted by that terrible disease. Over time, she has morphed, if you will, to be an international figure, a major international figure in HIV throughout the world, especially in Africa, but throughout the world. And as you can see from this new malaria project, taking what she's learned, what our colleagues have helped learn in HIV, and extending those same lessons and priorities to other key diseases such as malaria. Wafaa has been honored as a university professor, one of the highest honors that Columbia University can give. She's shepherded me through, I think, now 8 different sub-Saharan African countries, and Wafaa, on a personal and professional basis, it's really wonderful to be able to introduce you and say a couple words on your very special programs. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this event, important event. Thank you, Lee Goldman, Dean Fried, and Congressman Espaillat. It's really a pleasure to have you here amongst us at the Columbia University Mailman School of Public Health. And thanks to all of you for joining us today as we announce this award from USAID that I am confident will save many lives and alleviate the hardships that people suffer from, particularly from malaria in Ethiopia. I also want to share with you that this event is being broadcast or being transmitted to our colleagues in Ethiopia right now. So they're watching, and I want to particularly acknowledge Dr. Zenebe Yersam Meleko, who is the ICAP in Ethiopia Country Director, and also Dr. Barakat Alemayehu, who is the Principal Investigator and the Chief of Quality for this particular award from USAID. Welcome to them there and to our teams in Ethiopia who are watching this event with us. Now, on behalf of everyone here at ICAP, right here at Columbia, in Ethiopia and in the close to 30 countries where we work, I want to express my profound gratitude to you, Congressman, for your steadfast support of global health work. It is thanks to enlightened individuals like yourself that we're able to help advance the great American tradition of helping other countries improve the health and well-being of their citizens. A path that I believe ultimately leads to a safer, more prosperous, and more peaceful world for all. So thank you for your support. I also want to thank USAID for placing its confidence in us for advancing this very important work through the President's Malaria Initiative called PMI for short. USAID and CDC both work together to implement this initiative, and they deserve acknowledgement for their continued support and dedication to controlling malaria in the most severely affected regions of the world. We are very proud also of our long-standing and very deep and productive relationship with the Ethiopian Federal Ministry of Health. ICAP is now in its 15th year since our establishment, and our partnership in Ethiopia is almost nearly as old. It was just 2 years after we were founded that we began working very closely with the Ethiopian government to scale up HIV programs in that country and to strengthen more broadly the health systems of Ethiopia. Shortly thereafter, in 2008, we received our first award to expand our work to address Ethiopia's one of its most critical health challenges, malaria. Now, as was mentioned by both the Congressman and Dean Goldman, malaria is a brutal disease. It affects everyone and does not discriminate. It affects women and men, children and the elderly, and it is especially deadly for young children and for pregnant women. As was mentioned, most of the Ethiopian population lives in malaria endemic or in areas where malaria is a big health problem. And as was mentioned also, amongst the population of more than 100 million in Ethiopia, there are 1.5 million cases of malaria per year. Ethiopia now is the second most populous country in Africa after Nigeria and before Egypt, my own country of origin. But it is a huge population, and you can imagine the dimensions of the large numbers of people who are exposed to malaria and the impact of the disease on this large population. It is a huge cause of death, of suffering, and without a doubt, a major impediment to Ethiopia's progress in terms of its development and the prosperity of this nation. But there's good news. Malaria is preventable. It can be prevented. Also, malaria can be treated and can be cured. So there is good news. For the past decade and under the prior malaria PMI award that ICAP had, we've worked with the Ministry of Health to strengthen the response to malaria. In collaboration with the Ministry, ICAP has trained more than 3,500 laboratorians to better diagnose more accurately malaria, and additional more than 2,500 healthcare workers to better treat cases of malaria. Now, what were the results of this work over the past 5 years? Firstly, I'm proud to say that the quality of services provided at more than 1,000 clinics, some of them in the remotest parts of the country, in very rural areas that are hardest hit by malaria, the quality of the services have been substantially improved. Secondly, the diagnosis, the accuracy of diagnosing malaria, which is very important, skyrocketed from 59% to 97%. And most importantly, through this period of time, the malaria death in Ethiopia plummeted from more than 2,000 a year to about 370 a year. And now, thanks to this new funding, this life-saving work will continue and will grow. Over the next 5 years, we hope and we will work together with our partners on the ground, particularly the Ministry of Health, to strengthen the partnerships, the coordination at national and regional levels, promote effective use of diagnostic methods and treatment resources, strengthen and scale up as well the ability to accurately identify malaria, particularly in the most vulnerable groups, young children and pregnant women, and treat them appropriately, as well as strengthening the infrastructure and the human capacity that is capable of addressing this malaria in Ethiopia. Congressman Espaillat, I thank you and we applaud you for your commitment to the health and well-being of communities, whether here in New York City or around the world. And I also want to share with you that ICAP not only works internationally, but we actually have 2 places where we work, one site in Harlem and the other one in the South Bronx. So we are local and global. And we work right in your district as well as in almost 30 countries around the world. Thanks to your support, to PEPFAR, thanks for your support to PMI, thanks for your support to NIH funding. These programs give proof again and again to the generosity and humanity of the American people. Thank you. To end, malaria is a formidable foe, yet I am confident that with all of your support and with the great ICAP team here in New York and in Ethiopia, that 5 years from today, we will stand together to report this new funding has yielded the most coveted of returns, lives saved, and the health of communities in Ethiopia further improved. Thank you. I think we're going to take a couple of questions. Is that right? Or I don't know if anybody has a burning question. Yes. Yes.
Is there anything new or specific that this new funding will be used for to continue the good work that's already been going on, such as improving technology?
Yes.
Can you talk about that?
Yes, there's actually a focus on identifying new and better diagnostic methods. That's very important because you need to diagnose malaria promptly and in very distant areas, and also there are new treatments as well. And ICAP has been involved in doing studies to identify better treatments for malaria, and we'll continue to do that. We've done work amongst children with malaria to find what's the best medicines, the best drugs to use to treat them, and other interventions. So we're focusing very much on 2 areas, the diagnostics and the treatment of malaria. Yes, please.
Hi, I'm just wondering if you could comment why malaria is still a threat in Ethiopia and also in the greater area of sub-Saharan Africa.
Malaria remains a huge threat from the statistics I mentioned to you, and also in other parts of sub-Saharan Africa. Those are the areas where PMI, the President's Malaria Initiative, is focused on. For example, there are other countries where ICAP works where malaria is a very prominent health threat, and there are efforts through PMI, as well as other funding, to identify better ways to prevent it and treat it. And also there are promising new findings in terms of a promising vaccine for malaria. So I think it's an exciting time for malaria work, whether it's been research or programmatic work. There's also been, as you know, massive increase in distribution of bed nets, insecticide, impregnated bed nets to pregnant women, and so on. So I think there are reasons for optimism, and the numbers of deaths of children due to malaria are decreasing, but we have a long way to go. Yes.
Are there specific lessons from Ethiopia that can be applied elsewhere?
Quickly, yes, we could spend many hours because this was a 5-year work, but just very quickly, I think it's what Lee Goldman mentioned, it's a focus on strengthening the health systems. There's no magic bullet to address any health issue. It has to work, we have to work on different dimensions, and probably that's the biggest lesson learned, working to strengthen the laboratory systems, working to strengthen the capacity of healthcare workers, wherever they are, the nurses, the doctors, the community educators, and focusing on those building blocks, enhancing the demand to have the population actually be aware of malaria and come quickly when they have symptoms of malaria. I think those are sort of thinking of responses very multi-dimensional or layered response. I think that would be probably the most important lesson learned from our experience in addressing malaria in Ethiopia. And I think that's highly relevant to trying to address any health threat, whether it be right here in New York or in Sub-Saharan Africa. Well, thank you very much all for being here, and thanks to our colleagues in Paris for being